YouTube Nation, what it do, what it do, all my people from everywhere, wherever you at. Hope everybody's doing good on this Monday. Mamba mentality as always. What's crack-a-lacking, folks? Hope everybody had a good weekend. And let me get this right off the top. I know a lot of my haters got something to say about this. Cowboys, yeah, they look like trash. Y'all, I gotta be honest with that's my squad. They look like trash. You don't have no righteous offensive threat whatsoever. They look like trash. I gotta keep it 100. At least game one, it like trash. I don't see where no hell of an offense is gonna come from. So all my Cowboy haters, go ahead and throw the hate out there. I understand, I know what's coming. Well, a lot of y'all been waiting to hear me jump up here and say something about my Cowboys. They look like shit. It's one of them seasons again. So anyway, y'all, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's get right into this. So on this episode of Game Bangers Life Coach, I want to talk about something that everybody who has done time in the 80s in the LA County Jail has heard. This is what they call folklore, old tale, whatever, old story, just an old tale, old county jail tale that's been going around for generations. Many generations heard this story, and a lot of people will argue down. I didn't see people argue me down and tell me that they witnessed this situation that took place in the LA County Jail. Now, some of you that's from LA, that's been in the LA County Jail in the 80s, kind of can figure out where I'm going with this, because y'all kind of know. You think about one of the biggest myths in LA County Jail history. It's one story that we all heard just circulate around. That lets you know how much, how strong the rumor mill is in life, especially in the jail setting, because you're in a small environment. So shit just go around in the jails. We get stories, we get news in there like, okay, you heard this, you heard that, you heard this, you heard that. You always get rumors in jail. And there's one story that we all heard coming up in the 80s, and I'm sure they did in the 90s. They might be in the 2000s too. That stands out more than any story of the LA County Jail. There's a story about Big Tookie who popped off the handcuffs in the county jail. I heard that story. Say he had to wear double handcuffs, but that ain't nothing. I've seen a lot of big cats had to wear two sets of handcuffs. They too big. I heard some story that Tookie broke his handcuffs in the county. I don't know what true that is, but I always heard that story. But the number one story that everybody heard of in the LA County Jail is about this cat who was fighting the police and had to call his daddy in there to get him to stop. Yes. Y'all heard it first. If y'all haven't never heard about this story from nowhere else, and I'm sure if I put this out there, other YouTubers going to take it with their information and make it more glamorized and going to put pictures and all this old shit. But I'm going to tell you more about it that some of these other YouTubers don't have, that I have about this story. So the story is that this Asian guy, he was supposed to be so good with fighting, Chinese fighting. He's a karate guy, whatever, some shit like that, martial arts, whatever. Supposedly the story is he was in the county jail and he got into a fight with the deputies, and he's fighting all these motherfucking sheriff deputies, LA County sheriff's deputies. Mind you, LA County sheriff's deputies. Let me be clear about that. These motherfuckers is scandalous. These motherfuckers is known for flashlight therapy, rushing you, doing you dirty in there. So just to even thought of somebody doing some karate shit like a motherfucking Bruce Lee movie, he just getting cracking on all these deputies and they run up. That's the story. Like, he was on one of the floors in there. And for people that don't know, the LA County Jail, they got floors like the 2,000 floor, 3,000 floor, 4,000 floor, 5,000 floor. That's between the old side and new side. So the 2,000, I think the 3,000 would be on the old side, and the newer side would be like the 4,000, 5,000. So I don't know what floor this supposed to have been happening on, but he's supposed to have been out there on the floor, and all these deputies was running out of these motherfucking modules trying to get this dude, and he was out there squabbling, kicking all these motherfuckers, fucking them up, some real Bruce Lee, Jet Li, whatever type shit going on. This story goes on, and people argue you down and tell you how true the story is. Right? No, I was in there. My brother was in there. My uncle, my auntie, niggas say anybody was in there. Or my auntie was on the phone with a nigga she was fucking with when this shit was going on. So that's how I know the truth. That's how it be. People go along with this story, and I've heard it. We all heard it. A lot of y'all watching this right now, y'all heard it, and y'all chuckling, y'all laughing because y'all heard the story too. Y'all know this is just a story about an Asian dude that kicked all the LA County jail, LA County sheriff's ass on one of them floors, and they had to call his dad. Remember this? They called Pops in to get him to stop. He would not stop fucking up these LA County sheriffs until his daddy got there. That's the story. For people that's not from out here, trust me, I cannot make this shit up. That's a story about LA County Jail. Anybody that's done time in LA County Jail, whether they just did a fucking county lid, even if they went in there just for a couple weeks or whatever, and they've been around people who've been doing time in LA County Jail, somebody's going to tell that story. Somebody's going to tell that story from the time you're getting booked in. When you're downstairs at booking from, you first going through that motherfucker, somebody be sitting up in there, everybody waiting to get processed and be talking, telling stories and shit. Somebody got that story in their arsenal. They just ready to release it. Wait for somebody to bring us some shit about, I heard a story about an Asian guy that was in here to call his dad to stop him from kicking the deputy's ass. Somebody heard that and ran with it, and somebody got that story in their arsenal, and they're going to release it in the bookie front. Some people coming in, they sitting around in there in the bookie front waiting to get processed in, somebody's telling the story. Motherfuckers that's at court, in the court tanks, sitting around the court tanks waiting to get called in the courtroom or waiting to go back to the county jail, somebody told the story, and so people overheard it. This story is the most famous story of LA County Jail history. I can't think of no other story that stands out more than this of LA County Jail, and it's a big ass myth. The other one I heard was that the county jail sits on top of an old morgue, and they supposed to, I don't know, they got supposed to have a morgue downstairs. I don't know, that's probably when people get killed in the county jail, they put them at, I guess that's where it's at. I mean, yeah, there's supposed to be a morgue downstairs. One of my homies told me he used to work in there, the ODR kitchen, shit like that, and he used to go down there, and they had all the bodies down there. I don't know, people be lying with their stories. People be heard a story, and then they run with it and say, yeah, I used to work down here, or I used to do this. Like, nigga, you lying. You didn't work down there. You heard somebody else tell you that story while you sitting in the motherfucking court tank. So that's how this story goes on. Now, let me tell y'all about the story. I had opportunity to meet this guy. Meet the guy who everybody's talking about. I forgot his name, Gasaki. I don't know. I don't want to sound trying to make a name up because I don't want to sound racist, right? Get to mention it because he's a Chinese guy or whatever. I don't want to be trying to throw names out there, and that's being racist to me. I'm not going to do that. So respect to that. I'm not going to do that. But this cat here, he was in RJ Donovan with me. He was in Donovan in San Diego, California. And people that was on the yard, if other YouTubers out here, you want to know more about this, and this dude to tell you who that was in Donovan with me on the yard, who'd be on YouTube. OG Cutes. OG Cutes was on the yard with him. He know him. And Pretty Boy from Rolling 60s. We was all in the same yard together at the same time on the one yard, RJ Donovan. And quite a few homies from San Diego, of course, that might be following my channel that was on the yard, me and Donovan at that time. This was maybe like about the 2008, 9, 7s. I think I left Donovan in 2009, so I was there maybe like from 2005, 4, something like that. I don't know. But all those years, this dude was over there. He worked in the motherfucking program office. And I forgot how I found out who he was. Somebody told me. Somebody said, hey, remember the story about the dude that was kicking ass in the county jail? Asian dude that they called his pops in there to stop him from fucking all the deputies up. I'm like, yeah, I heard that story. That's some bullshit, right? He said, that's the nigga right there. I was like, ooh, where? He said, nigga right there. You see an Asian old dude with a big old head. He come out all the time at the program office. He emptying the trash cans and shit. Older dude. He just mind his business. So one day I had opportunity to put him to the side. And we was talking, we was walking the laps. I caught him on his off day, he used to be out walking. I caught him, we was walking, and I asked him, I said, and I actually forgot exactly what he said, but what he said was this. Before he caught his case, his murder, whatever he was in prison for, he learned how to fight the monkey style. The monkey style like a lot of us seen in Bruce Lee movies. So he said, I was good in that. He used to train in the monkey style. So something happened with him in the county jail with a deputy, and it got exaggerated to the point to where oh, he had to call his daddy in there, this and that. But it wasn't nothing of that nature. That's some bullshit. So people, whenever you hear that story, people tell you about they was in the county jail back in the days, nigga. Somebody tell you, your uncle, your daddy, somebody to tell you, they lying to you. Don't believe that. If your uncle tell you, nigga, I was in the county with the nigga, I see that nigga had to call his daddy in there, your uncle's lying, bro. Your pop's lying. Your big homie's lying. Somebody's lying to you because it did not happen like that. That's to dispel the biggest myth in LA County jail history. Anybody that's been in LA County jail, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I don't know about the 70s. I'm not sure what year bro caught his case. But for sure the 80s, 90s, and some of the 2000s, niggas probably hearing this story today, I'm sure. They lying to you, yo. That's a bullshit ass story. Didn't happen like that. Dude just had a scuffle or whatever. You don't call somebody's dad. Pops ain't gonna be able to come up in the county jail and tell your son to stop whooping their ass. This is not a fucking motion picture, though. Hollywood is right down the street. This is not no motherfucking motion picture. That is some bullshit. Oh, that's crazy. On another note, people, on this Mamba Mentality Monday, just had to holler at y'all. Thank y'all all for been tuning in for the homie Neckbone interviews. Like I said, it's a lot more about Neckbone. I'm not putting it out there because people jock the information. I don't want people taking certain stuff the homie said and put it on different channels. I'm already seeing what people already doing, but that's cool. I guess that's how I go on YouTube, and people still trolling. I don't care. You a troll. You's a sucker. And no real motherfucking gangster. No real motherfucking hustler. No real motherfucking... No man got time to troll and be dissing niggas like that. I mean, you know, but they say when you do that, that means you're doing good, right? So salute to you suckers, you know what I mean? Continue being that, man. I ain't got time for that type of energy. Never entertain that type of energy. That type of energy is reverse mode. That pull a nigga backwards. But anyway, y'all have a good one on this Mamba Mentality. Have a good week. Whatever you do, I don't care where you from. Stay blessed, stay strong, stay wise, stay alert. And if you ain't about that life, you stay dangerous. All my niggas in the hood, niggas stay famous. All my niggas over here stay rolling. All my gangster homies stay moving. Whatever y'all doing, my nigga, keep doing your thing, man. Shout out to the homie, the Triple R Podcast. Much love and respect, bro, man. It's all about progress, man. Fuck all the bullshit and negativity. Learn how to coexist. If I walk the yard with you in prison, why I can't walk the yard with you on the streets?